So I do have a couple things to say. First of all, um, if you look, okay, so just saying my record collection is really messy right now, and a lot of the records have just been falling off the wall because I do not have good holders. So if one falls off the wall in the background, just ignore it. I won't be able to, but I'll do my best to ignore it. Second of all, my phone really weirdly just stopped working the other day. I've never had this happen, but the phone randomly turned off, and I took it into a repair shop, and apparently it will cost hundreds of dollars to fix it. So I decided it would just be a better idea to go buy a new phone. So now I'm working on that. So I will be getting a new phone soon, which means I'm using my old phone right now. Not nearly as bad mic quality as I did last time. Last time the mic quality was absolutely abysmal, but I'm using this little guy. This is my microphone for videos, for the next few videos I do. I hopefully not too long, but it might be for a couple of videos. I might be using this little guy. I really hope soon I can get things working again, but for now this is what we're working with here. And I would have just delayed these videos for the phone, but I'm already pretty late. To explain why I'm late, I was on a camp for a week perfectly when 4 albums I wanted to review dropped. So I just got to do 4 reviews now over a week late. No biggie. So this review, this is the first of 4. I'm doing this pretty soon. Hopefully I'll be uploading these pretty quickly back to back. So yeah, let's get into this Tyler the Creator review. I already reacted to this album last week, so I'll keep the intro pretty brief. But if you haven't seen that reaction, I'll just say I am a big Tyler the Creator fan. I love his music. I've been following him for a little bit now. My favorite projects from him were Flower Boy and Igor before this one. I really enjoy his stuff. I think he's really creative. I think for the early 2000s, though, early 2010s, like from Goblin to, I mean, I really like Wolf. I can't deny I don't really like Wolf, but I don't love Wolf to death. I don't love Goblin that much. I think it's just okay. And I'd also say Cherry Bomb is just okay. Motherfucker. Okay. That was the Slim Shady LP, huh? Anyway, I, okay. That really scared me. I don't, okay, how was I forgot to, okay. I think Cherry Bomb has a really solid first half or has a really bad first half and a kind of weak first half, but the second half really works for me. But it just, I don't love it as a whole. But once Flower Boy came out, he really got a new sound. I think Flower Boy and Igor are both creative, great albums. They're the two best, I think, from his discography. So obviously I was really excited for this album. We had Lumberjack going into it, which was a pretty solid single. I wasn't crazy about it, but I enjoyed what it was, and I thought it was pretty solid. And it was definitely a different sound from what the last project had offered. So I was very interested to hear what this Call Me If You Get Lost would be offering from Tyler. So let's just go through this track list. I already have a reaction up, so I kind of already have my thoughts out, but this is a way more thought out thing. I've listened to it a couple more times. I've had a week to process it, so now let's get into the review. The first track we have is Sir Baudelaire, if I'm pronouncing that right, which I think is a nice opening. The beat is really soft and really nice, but Tyler has a really solid flow, and he's actually pretty aggressive over it. I like it. It's a pretty nice intro. One of the biggest things you'll imply from this track is DJ Drama's inclusion, which he's on every track here, which is the biggest issue, I think, with the whole album for me. It's not a very big issue, and I got over it pretty quickly. And I think DJ Drama is a great producer, but it's his just continuous ad-libs that are kind of annoying, and it takes me back from the album on a couple points. Thankfully, he's not on every track, and he's not yelling on every track, but there are a couple of tracks like Corso where he's on it, and I just, it's kind of annoying. But he's not bad, and he's a solid producer, and he produced everything on this album very well. Sir Baudelaire, I really like it though as a track. I think it's a pretty nice setup, pretty nice opening. Is it incredible? No. Does it really blow my mind? No, but it's a pretty solid opening and it sets things up well. Next we got Corso, which is a great track in my opinion. This is a highlight for me. I love the piano beat, but the biggest thing I love about the beat is I love the very heavy like bass that comes in. It sounds so nice. It sounds so good, and it really gives an opportunity for Tyler to be aggressive as hell on this track. He just has this aggressive, badass flow for the whole time. It is entertaining. It is exciting. It is so much fun. This track is like 2.5 minutes, and it is such a fun track overall. It's easily a highlight. I really enjoy this. And the line where he says, find another N-word like me because I ain't seen one is Oh my god, he delivers it so fucking well. It's almost my favorite delivery of the year. It doesn't quite beat the delivery. I forget where, but on the track Amari by J. Cole, he delivers this cult, and it's so amazing. But this is my second favorite delivery of the year. Track 3 got Lemonhead, which I like quite a lot. I think it's a pretty solid track. I think the brass sounds pretty nice. I think Tyler flows very well over it. My biggest thing with this track, though, is I'm not really a fan of the... I'm not crazy about the beat. I like it, but for some reason it just sounded kind of cheap to me. And yeah, I know the lighting's fine. It just sounded a little just cheap to me, and it didn't sound like very high producer quality. It's still good. It just felt a little cheap to me. But it was still solid. 42 Doug to me is the biggest issue with the track. I don't feel like he really did a ton interesting on it, and I don't know why he's on it, really. I would have much preferred another Tyler verse. I like 42 Doug on this. I don't love him as a whole, but I like him on this. But I don't know if he fit that well over it. It was just okay. Next we got WusYaName, which is the track that I think has gotten the most attention. I really only think that's because Tyler and Youngboy made a track together, and okay, now I know why the lighting's getting so much worse. It's gotten so much brighter outside. Let's fix this. Okay. It's very apparent that this track has been so famous just because, oh my gosh, I'm sorry, I cannot take this seriously with this lighting. That looks better. It's very apparent that this track has been so popular just because of the Youngboy feature, which nobody expects. And it sounds nice. I like this track quite a lot. It has a nice, catchy hook to it. It has nice energy. It's kind of smooth. It's nice. Youngboy, surprisingly, does work really well over it. I quite like his verse. It's not my favorite. It's not amazing, but I like it. I think it's solid. And overall, I think it's a pretty solid track. I wouldn't hesitate to call it a highlight from the album. Lumberjack is a pretty solid single for the album because it's not incredible, but it sets it up pretty well. It has a very aggressive energy to it. It has a very rumbling, loud sound to it, and I quite enjoy it. There's a lot of ego for it. It's dark, it's gritty. It's not a track I'm going to find myself replaying consistently this summer, but I really enjoy it for what it is. Hot Wind Blows, I messed up the spelling there, is a really great track. I love the flute beat. I think it works so well. It sounds so pretty, so nice. Tyler flows super nice over it. Most of this album doesn't have a ton of... There's some aggressive production, like on Corso, Lumberjack, later in the album on the track Juggernaut. But most of this album follows a more kind of... how would I describe it? There's a lot of, more... I guess I would say... it's just soft, kind of nice production. It's on it's on a good chunk of the tracks. Hot Wind Blows is one of the nicest beats, and I really enjoy it. Lil Wayne absolutely kills it. This man has had one of the best feature runs of the year. He has been murdering every verse he's on, and I love it. Lil Wayne is already one of my favorite rappers ever, and I think he absolutely destroys this verse. He has such a good flow. It's energetic. It's nice. Lil Wayne, I need a new record from this guy. I didn't love Funeral, but I think if he truly commits himself, he could do something great. Carter 5 wasn't that long ago, and that's a great album, so I think Lil Wayne is still in a pretty good time of his career, but yeah, Funeral's pretty bad in my opinion, so I don't know. Masa is a nice soft track. It's not a highlight for me, but I think I like it. It's not too aggressive. It's just nice. It's smooth. Don't have a ton to say on this one. It's definitely not a highlight, but I like it for what it is. Run It Up is a great track. I like the soft, kind of spacious sound of the beat. Tizo has a great performance over it. Overall, it's a solid track. I like the chanting, and I like how it takes a minute for the drums to come in. Overall, it's not an amazing track, but it works pretty well. Manifesto has my favorite intro on the whole album. I love that. It's so funny the way the song opens. It has a great beat. The beat sounds really nice. Domo, Genesis, and Tyler have a fantastic chemistry. They always have, and it fits so well. They work so well with each other, and they actually decide to get touching on some real issues here, like racism, poverty. It works so well. I think they handled it very well. It's a very nice, enjoyable track, and I really enjoy it for what it is. However, the second half of this album, 10 through 16, okay, that's not technically the second half. That's like the last, maybe third of the album, I guess. Yeah, maybe around the last third of the album is truly where I think it hits its peak. We have Sweet and I Thought You Wanted to Dance is the double track here. We'll go talk about each individually, and then I'll talk about them as a whole. He always does a double track, I guess, on track 10. I never noticed it, but I guess that is the case. Which usually, the last two, it's been my favorite. And once again, I think this Double Track is my favorite track on the album. We talk about Sweet. This Sweet is such a great song. It has such just a nice, smooth sound to it. It is basically an R&B song, and I love it. Tyler's proven so many times he has a great singing voice, and he sings so well over it. There's such a catchy hook. Brent Faiyaz fits so well over it. It's smooth. It fits like butter. It's so smooth. It's so nice. This is perfect for June. I'm so happy this dropped now, because I'm sitting here July, the weather's nice, I can go around biking, and I can't drive, I don't have a license yet, but like I can go like just have fun outside and listen to this song. It's so nice. And the track I Thought You Wanted to Dance is also amazing. It almost has a Jamaican reggae beat to it. I really like it. It's not really reggae, but I like it. Kind of takes influence from it. Tyler and Fannie Hughes actually have a really great chemistry. I haven't heard her before this. I will definitely check her out. She sounds very nice. It's a great song about the issues this relationship kind of goes through, which there's definitely, I mentioned this so much in my reaction because I'm trying to listen to it, but there's very much a theme throughout this album on, I think, mostly every track, at least, that talks about, like liking a girl who's dating another man. And essentially there's almost a theme of cheating, but not really cheating. Once we hit the track Wilshire, that whole idea is really laid out for us on the story. It's basically a story track. I'll get to it in a few minutes. But it's very much a theme throughout this album. And the track Sweet is a very much a loving, like, I love you, we're in love, you're so sweet. And then the second track's like, what am I doing? Or why don't you think I can do this? Why are we not working? It's much more of a personal track, and I quite like it. Overall, the whole 9-minute thing, though, is amazing. I love it so much. It is one of the best tracks of the year. Both these tracks combined, which when I do my favorite song of the year, I'll combine them. I'm not going to do Sweet in one spot, and I Thought You Wanted to Dance there. I'm not going to do that. Mainly, I think Sweet is the best part of this. That's mainly what I love about it, but I Thought You Wanted to Dance is amazing, too. It's hard to deny that. Overall, it's just an incredible track, and I think it works so well with each other. And 9 minutes, and it is definitely does not feel like that. It is a very enjoyable 9-minute track. I really love what this is. Next, we got Mama Talk, which is Tyler's mom, and she talks over a pretty soft beat and basically talks about everything she'd do for him. I don't know if I'm correct about this, but is this the phone call you got, like when the number first came on and had the sign "Call me if you get lost" and you called it? Was this what came up? Because I didn't do that. I didn't call it until later, and I found the it was I think it might have been a sample from Sweet, or it might have been a sample from Sir Baudelaire. But was Mama Talk the original? I don't know. Point is, it's a nice track. It doesn't blow me away, but it's nice there. Rise is easily a highlight for me. I think the beat is so good. It has such a rolling, kind of good sound to it. The drumming just is great on it. Daisy works really well with Tyler, and they raps very well. He sings really well. Overall, I don't have a ton to say on it, but I absolutely love this track. It is one of the best on the album. I think it works so well. Blessed, basically, is Tyler bragging about his money for a minute. Not much to say. It has a kind of nice little beat to it. I like it for what it is. Next, we got Juggernaut, which this track has no business being this fucking heavy and great. It has such a, like, aggressive sound to it. It's very obvious it's produced by Pharrell. I love the way the first 20 seconds is just kind of normal, what this album has been offering, and then it just goes in and it's intense, it's loud, and it's awesome. Lil Uzi kills his verse. I'm happy he's on this record. I think he is a great feature. I am a guy who really enjoys Lil Uzi's music, and I think he works well over it. Tyler flows very well. I think Tyler's my favorite foreign singer. He has such a great verse over the beat. Pharrell kills it as well. It's a great track, and it's definitely, I think, a top 3 from this album. I love this track, and I've been listening to it so much since the album dropped. Next, we got Wilshire, which this track, I noticed this. The biggest thing I want to mention about this track before I get into it is that I don't think there's much to this track when we're talking. I'm going to kind of fix the light real quick. I don't think there's a ton to this track that blows me away in terms of the beat or the flow. There's nothing really sonically about this track that blew me away. But it's really the story he tells that I think he tells so well, and it's so investing. And it is very much a key track to understanding what Call Me If You Get Lost is about. The biggest thing I do want to say, though, is I would really like it if this track had a more interesting sound to it. I get the point is to tell a story, but he could have absolutely told a story and put it over a more interesting flow or more interesting beat. It is good, and I really like it as a track. I think it's a highlight because I think the story is so good, but I feel like it could have had a more interesting sound to it. But that doesn't really make this a bad track. It definitely doesn't make that a low for this album. It's just, it could have been amazing. Tyler talks about the friendship he has with this one girl he loves, but she's dating Tyler's friend. And it's really just, it goes off in this really emotional road. And knowing this album, I was fully expecting this track to have a different ending than what it was. Because the whole time he's talking about how much he loves her, and how much she apparently loves him, but that they, like, he doesn't want to break the friendship up, doesn't want to do all this. And I totally thought she was going to cheat on him for Tyler, and it was going to end like that. But no, the track ends with Tyler, like, the track fully ends with Tyler giving up and them splitting up as friends and saying that they should be over. And yeah, that really hit me. That, I don't know why that hit me so much. I just thought it would end and go in such a different direction, and Tyler just takes this mature but really depressing road. And he also ends the track by saying he doesn't feel like he can end things on bad terms, and how much he'll always want to be with her, but how much he can't. It hits really deep. And I love it as a track, honestly. Even though it doesn't sound that interesting, it is such a well put together track in terms of a story. And really does, I think, give this album kind of a more of an emotional touch to it. It's a great track. The story hits really deep, and I honestly love it. Safari is a nice outro. It's not a highlight, but I like the almost cinematic sound to it. It's not amazing, but it ends things off on a nice note. But when we're talking about Call Me If You Get Lost, this album is amazing. I love it. I love this album to death. This has been one of the most interesting and enjoyable albums I've heard in a very long time. I think this is my favorite album to drop in 2021. There is I love the themes that he brings up on this album about relationships and it working out, cheating, and all these things. I think it's a great note to come off of Igor, which is basically a breakup album. I think that's a great direction to take it. And I think I don't know if there's really a story to Flower Boy if you really analyze it, but let me know in the comment section below. I'm not someone who has analyzed it before. But the way this album, I think, connects with Igor and Flower Boy, I think creates one of my favorite trilogies in hip-hop, and easily one of the best 3-album runs in hip-hop. He dropped 3 amazing albums every 2 years, and honestly, it is amazing. Call Me If You Get Lost is a solid album. I love it to death. And I think Tyler really proved on this album he is absolutely, truly deserves a status as one of the best in the game. In fact, really, yeah, oh my god, it just hit me like, Tyler the Creator's discography is damn equal to J. Cole's discography. And I might have to say this album places him a spot above J. Cole on my favorite rappers. I don't know, because the off-season's pretty damn great, and For Your Eyes Only is pretty amazing, and so is 2014 Forest Hill Drives. But, damn, Call Me If You Get Lost is a great album. It's creative, it's enjoyable. It has a ton of different sounds for Tyler, too. I like how he didn't take one sound here. There is aggressive rap, there's more down-to-earth stuff, there's more R&B. It felt like, in a lot of ways, there's a mix of some of the sounds on Flower Boy with Igor, and then to make Call Me If You Get Lost. I love this album. I think it's great. Is it better than Igor and Flower Boy? I don't know, but it's definitely up there. It's definitely pretty close to those two. I don't know if I can say it's better, though, when I've had so much time with those albums, but if I give Call Me If You Get Lost a couple more months, a little bit of time, I think it could surpass those as my favorite Tyler record. I don't know if it can beat Flower Boy, because Flower Boy's pretty amazing, but I'll probably, by the time I end this year off, I'll have an answer of, is this better than those two? But, I don't know. I actually probably analyzed this album more than I analyzed those two, so that's something I have for this one. Call Me If You Get Lost is amazing. I am feeling a pretty strong A here. I think this is my favorite album of the year. I think it's beat Exodus and the off-season for that title. It's amazing. It's solid. Please go check it out. I mean, I'm assuming you have, but Tyler, man, he handled this so well, and it is one of my favorite albums of the year. Is my favorite. Yeah, great way to end the mid-year off. The mid-year ended with the best album of the year so far. I'm very excited for what else is coming. The next 3 reviews I got coming are Ski Mask, Doja Cat, and Hiatus Coyote. Next couple weeks, though, we got IDK dropping soon. There is Theories about Juice WRLD's posthumous tape. The Party Never Ends coming. I can't wait for it. I need some new Juice music. There's a Pop Smoke posthumous album dropping next Friday. There's a Vince Staples album. I think it might be dropping this Friday. I think it is. That's exciting. Then there's a new, what else is dropping? We have Vince Staples this Friday. We got, don't think there's anything dropping the following Friday, but then we got Billie Eilish to end the month off. So, hey, solid music coming. What do you guys think on Call Me If You Get Lost? Do you guys think it's Tyler's best album or not? Let me know in the comment section below. Don't forget to subscribe. See you guys next time. Bye.